Hey everyone, in this video we're going to talk about static routing in Cisco Packet Tracer. So in order to understand this thing, I'm going to take two routers over here and let me just place this router like this, and then I'm going to take some PC from this end devices and let me just take 3 PC on this side and 3 PC on that side. Okay, so this is going to be my first group of PC and this is going to be my second group of computers. Okay, so let me just take it like this, and now let me just align this a bit so that it looks good and crispy. So let me just put this over here and this over here and this one like this. Okay, so it looks good. Let me just add this router in middle and this router also over here. Okay, so now I'm going to take this network device switches and I'm going to select one switch, place it over here, select one more switch, place it over here. Okay, and now go to this connections, select the automatically choose connection type, click over here and then over here, and then do this thing for I guess 8 times. Okay, so you have to first select this. Okay, let me just select this PC2 with this switch, and now you have to just connect this switch with this router. Okay, so we have connected the router with this whole system, that is my first system, and do the same thing on this side as well. And I hope you guys know why we are creating separate networks, because we are going to use the separate network class for these two networks. Okay, so let me just do it like this and then like this. Okay, so now just connect this to routers also and then assign the IP address to this part and to this part, and make sure that the IP address should have same network class over this part and same network part over this part, but they should not be same. Okay, so I'm just gonna select desktop, go to this IP address, and I'm just gonna say 192.168.1.2. okay, and I'm gonna just copy this IP address over here, Control C and then enter, and just add the default gateway, and default gateway is the IP address of this gigabyte ethernet 0/0/0, that is the port of this router 0. Okay, so just copy this and do it like this. Okay, so I'm going to pass the default gateway, and then let me just change the name over here as well, like this. Press enter and select this PC1. Do the same thing with PC1 and just press 3 over here, go to this, go to desktop, IP configuration, and assign the IP address over here as well, and give the default gateway as 192.168.1.1. okay, so do the same thing for here as well. This time it is going to be 4, and now go to this desktop, go to IP configuration, just assign the IP address over here as well and press enter, give the default gateway, press enter again. Now we have assigned the IP address to this part, so we are going to assign the IP address to this part also, but make sure that the network class of this part and this part should not be same. So over here I'm going to say that network part is 192.168.2 and then .2, and just press on this PC, go to desktop, click on this IP configuration and just press enter and press 2.2. okay, so I'm going to select this whole and just Control C so that I can use this again, Control C.1. okay, so we have assigned the IP address to our ports also, that is default gateway, so it is going to be 192.168.2.1. do the same thing for this 2 PC on this side. Okay, so this is going to be .3 and click on this PC, go to desktop, go to IP configuration, click over here and change this to 3, and this is going to be the default gateway as 1. Okay, so now let me do this for one last time. Okay, so press enter, click over here and go to desktop, go to IP configuration and just press 4 over here and then the default gateway. So we are done with this. So we have assigned the IP address to this part and to this part. Okay, so we have this separate network, so I'm going to use this rectangle in order to make you guys understand, or in order to just create a little bit of difference between these two networks. So I'm going to select this light color over here and I'm going to just do like this. Okay, so this is going to be my first network, something like this, and let me just select another color over here, let's say green, and let me just do okay. Well, okay, so we have assigned this IP address for this network and for this network, but guys, wait a minute, we have not assigned the IP address to our router ports. Okay, So we have two ports over here, that is GIG 0/0/0, and we have another port as GIG 0/0/1 for this router. And in the similar way, we have this GIG 0/0/1 for this router and GIG 0/0/0 for this part over here. Okay, so for this router we have this IP address, and for this connection we have this IP address, this port. Okay, so we have to assign the IP address to this ports. So let me just click over here and let me just say I'm going to assign the IP address, that is 192.168.1.1 to this part, to this port. Okay, so for GIG 0/0/0 I have this IP address, and for 0/0/1 I have this IP address. Okay, so now I'm going to assign the IP address over here as well. So this is going to be .2. And guys, if you try to take this last bit as the host name as 0, then this is going to not work, because 0 is basically you are taking the whole network. Okay, so if you press host name as 0 instead of 1, then that is not going to work. It is the bad mask. Okay, it is going to show something like bad mask, and you will eventually get an error. So make sure the host name starts from 1 or 2, not from 0. Okay, because if you take 0, then you are talking about the whole network class that is having the whole network that is having the network class same, and then you can have the host name as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till infinity, not infinity, till 255. Okay, I guess. So that's how you have to choose the host name. Okay, so you can't just select no, you can't just press 0 over here, you have to select 2, and then over here we have 192.168.2.1. okay, so I'm just going to leave it like this. So now I hope you guys know how to assign the IP address to a router. Just go to CLI and then press no over here. So you are in the user mode, press EN so that you can go to the configuration privilege mode, and in this privilege mode you have to just press, oh my god, you have to just press CONFIG T. So you are in the configuration mode, and then you have to just change the name of the router first. I'm going to just say host name and then R1. So I am going to change the name of this router to R1, and you can see I got this R1 over here. And now you have to just select the interface, let's say GIG, and you can write G only if you want to, or you can write GIG, or you can write Gigabyte Ethernet and then 0/0/0. That's your wish. I'm just going to write G because I'm lazy. And for this port, we know the IP address is going to be 192.168.1.1. So just enter the IP address like this, IP add and then 192.168.1.1. Don't forget to add the subnet mask after this. This is really important. So just do it like this and press enter. And now just say no shutdown, because initially the ports of the router are shut down. So you have to make sure that they are no longer shut down. Press no shutdown, press enter, and then press again INT and then 0/0/1. For this interface over here, press enter, and now you are going to assign the IP address. So just IP add and 10.1.1.1. Okay, so we got this IP address over here. Then add the subnet mask like this, .0, press enter and press no shutdown again, so that the ports of router are no longer shut down for this part also. Okay, so now press enter and just say that END, you are out of this, WR, save everything, and then you are ready to go. Okay, so just cut this off, select this router, router 1, and I'm going to change the name of this router as well from router, let me just change the name over here as well, from router 0 to router 1, and I'm going to change the name of this router also from router 1 to router 2. Okay, something like R2. Okay, click over here and go to CLI again, and now go to this thing over here and just press no. You are in the user mode, press enable to go into the configuration mode, and now you have to just press CONFIG T, and you are in the configuration mode, press INT, and before that change the name of the host name R2, press enter, and now just press CON. Okay, you are in the configuration mode only, press INT interface and then the interface that you want to select. So I'm going to select 0/0/0 for this part over here. Okay, so press enter and assign the IP address for this part, IP add and then 192.168.2.1, 255.255.255.0. okay, press enter and then press no shutdown, because outer ports are shut down, so you have to make sure that they are no longer shut down. And now press INT and then 0/0/1 for this port over here. that is connected with this router 1 R1. So now just press enter and assign the IP address for this part also. So that is 192, no, that is going to be 10.1.1.2, 10.1.1.2. okay, so you can't place 0 over here, and I told you the reason also. Okay, so don't place 0 instead of 2. 255.0 subnet mask, press enter, and now just press no shutdown so that your router ports are no longer shut down. And now just come out of this thing like this and just press WR. So you have saved everything and you are done. You have assigned the IP address to this two part with these two ports over here and for these two ports as well. But now guys, there is one question, that is that for the router 1, let's assume that you are the router 1. So you have the access to this part and to this router only. You have no access to this computer network that is placed over here, this 3 computers. So in order to get access to this computers, you have to route this thing with this computers. Okay, so you have to assign that there is some computer network over here with this and that IP address, because you can see we have this port connected with this port, but this part is not connected with this router over here. Okay, so this part is connected with this router but not with this router. So how you are going to achieve this thing? So you have to click on this router like this, R1 over here, and then you have to press enter so that you can get this something like this, and just press config and T. So you are in the configuration mode and you have to say IP route, and then you have to just give the IP address that you want to connect with. So this is going to be my IP address that I want to connect with. So 192.168.2.1. But after this thing, you have to write this subnet mask. I hope you guys know why you are going to write this. This is mandatory. And guys, after this thing, you can see that we are not directly getting any connection between this network class and between this networks over here and this router. So we have this router 2 as a gateway to deal with this routers over here, to deal with this system over here. Okay, so I'm just going to say that this is going to be working as a intermediator. So I'm going to assign the IP address for this over here as well. Okay, so this is going to be 10.1.2. Okay, but for the R1 we have something like this. For R2 we will be having something like this as a IP address and this as an intermediator. Okay, so now just press enter and you can see we are done with this. So I don't know what is the error. Let me just check this once again, and it looks perfectly inconsistent address and mask. Okay, so I guess we have to add 255 over here as well. Maybe this is the only error I can see. Okay, this is an invalid input. So what was the mistake? I can't understand this. Okay, so oh, sorry, I got the mistake. Guys, over here you are not going to place .1, you are going to place .0. And let me just tell you the reason behind that. And the reason is that you don't want to connect with this particular network and IP and host. Okay, so that is the 192.168.2.1. You have to connect with this entire network over here. We have this .2 also, .3 also, .4 also. So for that we have to place the network, and for that we are going to use 0, because 0 is going to contain everything. Okay, so 0 is like 1, 2, 3. You are going to get you are going to get everything. Okay, so you can access everything. So you're going to place 0 over here. So now just press enter. Okay, so you are done with this. Just close this thing and click on this router 2. And the reason behind 0 is that, let me just try to explain, because I don't have words to explain this thing, but it's like 0 is going to be something like, I don't know what to say, but it's like a variable that you can change. Okay, so if you have a maths background, then you can easily understand what's a variable. The values can change. Okay, so if I press 1, then that is going to fix. Okay, so it can be connected with the 1. It is going to be connected with the 1. But if I press 0, then it is going to connect with all the IP addresses that are having that network class, that is 192.168.2. okay, so every type of IP address that is having this network class will be connected with this router over here. So we have this .2, .3, .4. Of course this is going to be my host, but Still, dot one is not a perfect address in order to connect with all the network classes having that particular, all the computers having that particular network class. Okay, so I guess it's a bit difficult to explain, but you are understanding what I'm saying. Okay, so just press IP route and then IP address of this part over here. Okay, 192.168.1.1. Okay, dot zero. I'm not gonna do the same mistake twice. So now I'm just gonna say 255.255.255.0, and now I'm going to add this intermediator that is going to be my 10.1.1. Okay, so let me just add this over here, and over here I have added everything perfectly. Press enter and we are ready to go. And what's the error? ROUTE. I guess this is perfect. I should not get any error, but still I am getting any error and I don't know what is the error. Okay, so we have to go to the configuration mode first. See, I'm not doing the same mistake twice. I'm doing a new mistake. Okay, so when you solve one mistake, you get another mistake, but it's okay. We can solve every mistake we get. Okay, so route, and then you just have to place the IP address 192.168.1.0, and 0 is going to contain every IP address, okay, having this network class. And now just press the subnet mask, that is 255.255.255.0, and press the IP address of the intermediator, which is going to be 10.1.1.1. Press enter and you are ready to go. Just put a cross over here. And now you can connect these two computers together. So if I want to ping this computer with this computer, I can do that. So let me just select this computer over here and go to this command prompt, and I hope you guys know how to ping computers together. 192.168.2.3. So let's connect this computer over here. Let me just do it like this. This computer over here with this computer. Okay. So as soon as I press enter, you can see it is going to take some time, but okay, the first is going to be request timed out, and second can be request timed out as well. So let's wait and see. Okay, so we are getting reply for the last two things over here, but we are not getting reply for the first two time. Okay, and the reason behind is that the first two time it is going to go for this ARP, that is my address resolution protocol. Okay, so I don't know much about this address resolution protocol for now, but it's something. It's like the first two packets are going to go and check out like what is going to be the path for the packets to travel. Okay, so they are going to waste their time in order to check out which one is going to be my path. Okay, which one is going to be my path for the packets to travel. Okay, so if I do the same thing again, if I press enter, you can see now I'm getting reply for all four times because I got the path, and now I'm not going to waste my time in order to get the path. Okay, so I know it's a stupid explanation, but still try to understand. Okay, so now this is how you are going to work with the routers and perform the static routing in Cisco Packet Tracer. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.